I did first and foremost. I wanted to take a moment and just talk about Ozzy. And
Yeah,
that's
that's a rough one, man. That's a rough one. That's a almost made me cry at work in front of people. And look down at my phone, and it was like three different people had sent it to me. Um, and I work customer service, and so it's like my I had to get those watery eyes dry quick. You know what I'm saying? Because they like it was so out of left field, so unexpected, and it was crazy how it looked when I looked down at my phone and saw it, like kind of how it hit me like a crazy train. I was gonna say it hit me like a train, but I just thought that was more, um, you know, fitting.
culturally
No,
appropriate.
it really did hit me like a personal family member. I mean, I grew up with his music, and my dad grew up with his music, and I mean it's
Right. I mean,
yeah,
he is absolutely
there are
like
no words.
multi generational, and he inspired a lot of the music and a lot of the artists that we all listen to today. And it wouldn't things definitely would not, especially within the music community, things would not be the way they are now if it wasn't for Ozzy.
Not even just musically. And we touched on this a little bit in the last episode. Um, he is one of the artists that is always, no matter what, been about free speech and freedom of action, freedom of choice. I also touched on Eminem being one of those artists, right? There, in my mind, there would be no Eminem without Ozzy, right? Like two completely separate genres of music, same attitude, same
Right.
attitude, same mentality, right? And that has birthed, I mean, rock and roll as we know it today, but also the attitude that is rock and roll, because it is possible to be rock and roll while doing something else. You know what I
Right.
mean?
No,
Like,
absolutely.
to me, rock and roll is an attitude, and to me, rock and roll is about freedom of speech and freedom of action, and being able to do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want, and not giving a fuck what anybody thinks about me, you
Right.
know, or how I look or how I dress. He embodied that, and in a certain sense, you could say that he lives on through everyone that he gave that to. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because when an artist when an artist makes music for that long and makes that kind of music, the type of music that isn't ashamed of anything, it touches everyone, and it leaves a piece of that artist's soul inside everyone. And I think that the best thing that we can do is just keep being rock and roll, and that's the best thing we can do to honor his legacy. Just fucking keep it fucking rock and roll.